County 68. Yesterday 87, so we were below average, which is 90 this time. The record high today 1888, 98 degrees, and back in 1985, 60 on the state history. Once again, we've been talking about this all morning. Cloudy skies, periods of rain, going to keep those temperatures in the 70s today. So once again, scattered showers throughout the day, right into the evening and overnight as well. We'll take a look at future cast, and we take up to about 6 a.m. this morning. Some of the heavier rainfall really is in the mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina, starting to move into our area. Heavy rain around 7 a.m. Anywhere from Morganton to Boone, all the way to Taylorsville, Lincoln, and Gastonia. And the showers start to track across Charlotte Metro as we get to later in the morning. Heavy rain once again in the mountains at that time. This takes us to about 11 this morning. Taylorsville, Statesville, Gastonia, Charlotte Metro area getting some showers. And then more rain across the areas towards the afternoon into the evening. Line of some very heavy rainfall from Spartanburg all the way up to Interstate 77 corridor around 4 o'clock. Between 4 and say 7 o'clock this evening, that heavy rain starts to track across the Charlotte Metro area. Right now, just some light rainfall up towards Salisbury and Moxville from Lincolnton to Hickory all the way to Taylorsville. Some light rain showers there will expand the view nationwide and show you the showers across the southeast this morning. Some of the heavier rain, even some storms track across parts of Missouri into Kentucky and Tennessee. Now these are rainfall totals over the next couple of days. You can see once you get to the mountains, over almost 3 inches of rain at Jefferson, over 2 at Morganton and Shelby, about an inch or so right here in the Charlotte metro area. As we check your expected high temperatures today with the cloud covering the rain mainly in the 70s this afternoon. Then overnight tonight, a few showers will be in the upper 60s for the low temperatures. Remember, this weekend on Saturday at that summer concert series continues. Village Park Amphitheater over in Kannapolis, Saturday night, 7 p.m. Grand Funk Railroad is going to be right there with that amazing rock and roll, free for everybody. See you there Saturdays. We check that Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. In the 70s today, near 80 tomorrow with some showers and a couple of thunderstorms. Weekend right now look at okay, upper 80s to near 90, and then for next week, pretty typical temperatures again, upper 80s and low 90s. That's the weather word. Let's get a check on
WCNC Charlotte.
Weather is a kind of science that you get to see and experience every day. And I think some people don't even realize how much it affects them. That weather has a huge impact on how it threatens your family, your livelihood, or your home. So I think it really is one of those defining things we do that really affects everybody in our community.
See the difference.
That process of giving you a warning ahead of time and keeping you and your family safe is really important to me because I live here too. It's my family, it's my friends, it's my neighbors.
Getting the flu or cold in the middle of the summer might seem puzzling, but data by the CDC says cases are up and Novant Health in Charlotte seeing more patients. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker breaks down that data and the reason why that's happening.
The temps are heating up in the Queen City, and it's not the only thing climbing. Cold and flu cases are higher than usual.
Reviewing the CDC data as well as North Carolina, there's been a slight uptick.
Something Dr. Joe Lai with Novant Health says could confuse some.
Typically, you are correct in the sense that we do see a lot of respiratory things and flu viruses in the wintertime, but summertime is also another time where we see some spikes.
According to the CDC weekly report, out of the 22,000 flu tests taken this week, a little more than 200 have come back positive. That's just less than 1%. But normally, the percentage point is non-existent during the warmer months.
After COVID, we've seen all sorts of craziness.
Dr. Lai saying there are a few reasons why.
Family gatherings, people haven't been really gathering with folks since COVID, and so this is still new stuff that our immune systems are kind of recognizing again.
And another happening outside the United States.
And then also the Canadian wildfires. Those are another reason why potentially would leave people to be more vulnerable to being sick.
That smoke pouring into the Carolinas, some days causing a code red air quality alert.
If you walk outside, you can almost taste the smoke in the air.
Dr. Lai saying the tried and true ways are still the best when trying to stay healthy, no matter the season.
Well, the big things are, basically just wash your hands. Obviously, somebody's sneezing around you, just try to stay away from them to a certain degree. But other than that, it's just try to enjoy yourself responsibly.
In Charlotte, Austin Walker, WCNC Charlotte.
We are just weeks away from the start of a new school year for many students, and one local church is making sure kids have what they need to stay healthy this year. The Northeast SDA Church on Tom Hunter Road hosting a back-to-school health fair. The ministry offering a variety of health services like physicals, dental screenings, vision screenings, and even haircuts at no cost. Organizers say access to these services is growing more important as the Queen City grows in population.
There's so many people moving to Charlotte right now that even if you have a medical provider, it's booked out trying to get a physical. So I think there's overwhelming appreciation, because if they weren't getting these physicals now, they'd have issues with the time the school opens. And now, even the sports physicals, now they get all their stuff cleared out right now, and so and for free. So I think it's a blessing.
The fair also offering items for kids like free clothing, books, shoes, and prizes as well.
Unit. She'll discuss the information involving the investigation, as well as take a few questions from media partners. So, Sergeant Rook.
Good morning. Again, my name is Sergeant Allie Rooks. I am the sergeant over the sexual assault unit, and we will be discussing an incident that occurred yesterday morning, Wednesday, August 2nd, around 12:45 in the Westover Division. The incident occurred approximately the 200 block of West Woodlawn Road. Our survivor was walking when she fight back. We do suspect that there may be some injuries to his face or neck. I will go over his description here. As you can see, he is a Hispanic male, 5'10", about 180 pounds. It's hard to see in the photo, but he had on at the time some sort of neck gaiter that was very multicolored, short black hair, camouflage shorts, a baseball cap, black with some sort of gold writing on it, sneakers, and black socks. We urge anyone who is in the area, heard anything, knows this particular individual, to please call Crime Stoppers at 704-334-1600. Any questions?
I'm somewhat familiar with that area. It's around, I pulled up the address because I've got a report on it.
Sure.
Actually. Ramada, around that.
Sure.
That is a rather busy, heavily trafficked area.
It is.
Tell us a little bit about how that might be helpful, but also kind of challenging.
Sure. There's a multitude of businesses, both that are open during that time and closed. And so the detectives in the sexual assault unit did a phenomenal job and worked with the community. And I will tell you, they were very cooperative. The businesses, there's a multitude of businesses. And we were able to get a great photo of the suspect to put out. But there are hotels, there's restaurants, gas stations, a multitude of different businesses.
And there's a lot of transients there too, in that area.
There is. There is.
Homeless population, is that hindering the investigation at all?
Not at all. The patrol has beefed up in that area. Obviously, there is a patrol presence all the time, but particularly with this incident, there's more presence. And we're hoping that someone will either see him, know who he is, and call Crime Stoppers.
Sergeant, I'm assuming this is a stranger sex assault, and if so, how rare, how often do these types of things happen here in Charlotte?
Sure. They are rare. So, we investigate sexual assaults only in our unit, and I would say that there's a handful of times that I have to come in front of you guys and provide this kind of update, and it's very alarming, and that's why we work nonstop to make sure that we put out the information to get this person caught.
A question and a follow-up. The address here said 212 West Woodlawn. That is the Ramada, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we're going to use more broadly the 200 block of West.
Block.
Yes.
Okay. To that end, though, are there any concerns for people that might be coming into town staying around those hotels? Because there are quite a few hotels around that area.
Sure.
Is that a concern for CMPD?
So this is like this reporter had said, this is random. This is a random act. And again, we are heavily saturated in that area. And we are hoping that with your assistance that we can get him caught as soon as we can.
What are people supposed to do if they find themselves in this kind of situation?
Sure. Well, that's definitely a personal thing that you need to come up with. She decided that she wanted to fight back. That's not everybody's. But I would say there's some things you can do, like letting someone know where you are, being on the phone with someone, not walking with headphones, to yell or scream if something happens, go to a more public area. There's a lot of different steps you can take. It's all based on what you feel comfortable with.
A lot of people are in that area either walking to or from where they're staying or work. Do you know if she was on her way home from an overnight job or anything like that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to go into those particulars, but I will tell you that there were a lot of people around, so we are just making sure that we talk to all witnesses, and if anybody sees this, for them to come forward and let us know.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Was the rape kit used?
We collected evidence in this case. I'm not going to go into the specifics of that, but we are working with our lab to get that prioritized as fast as possible so we can get some results, yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we've seen more sexual assault cases lately. What is CMPD doing to try to tackle this?
We're actually down in numbers for the year, so I don't know if that's completely accurate, but I will say as far as stranger cases, we are also down. So we are doing things like press conferences and throwing out this picture as soon as possible, beefing up patrols, getting our evidence analyzed in order to work through that.
What should people be aware of or do if they see this man in these pictures?
Call 911 immediately. If you know who he is, you can call 911. You can call the number I gave out, which I'll give again, 704-334-1600.
Was the victim hospitalized or?
I don't want to go into her medical care, but she did seek treatment. I don't want to go into how long, but yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Rooks. Prior to the press conference, our public affairs team sent out information as well as these photos through the My CMPD app, and we sent a press release to our media partners. So we certainly ask for your assistance in circulating this photo so that we can identify the suspect and complete the investigation. So thank you again for joining us.
Does anybody else?